So it's time to put the snow tracks onto this. We got full winter outside, so we're gonna do that. I also gotta replace this winch. So the one I got here is broken, so I got this, well, a few months ago. I haven't replaced that. But I gotta let this dry up a little bit before starting to work with this. So we're gonna leave it here for a day.
So you're not supposed to lift this before fitting this bolt in here. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in this angle. So I need to...
So the good thing filming yourself is that you got yourself a manual later on if you forget something. This is going there before we lift this. All right, it's gonna loosen this up a little bit so I get this between here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna remove that because we're gonna need to... No, I'm not gonna be able to hold that bolt otherwise. So this end stop wire here, it's kind of important that you mount this on the right side. I know when I installed the tracks the first time, I did mount this on the underside here. Yeah, so you're not gonna do that. The thing that's gonna happen if you mount this on the underside here is that you don't have this natural stop here. Well, I can't show you now since it's too tension when I'm not driving. But the thing that happened to me was that if you mount this on the other side like this, so that is supposed to be able to move when you drive like this. And if you steer too much in one direction, it's gonna stop. So you can't oversteer with this track. The thing that happens if you have this on the underside is that thing can go too far, going behind here. So when you try to steer back, it locks in position. So when I was out driving, suddenly I couldn't steer. Try to turn out, that thing was locked in. So by having it up here, you have this natural end stop. So it can't go too far. That wasn't actually in the manual, how you were supposed to mount this. That's why I just threw it on like that. I mean, that's kind of an important thing to know. They should show that in the manual since, I mean, if you're going rather fast and suddenly the steering locks up, you're gonna have a bad time. It worked previously if you got a stick, you could kind of knock on that. Even that stopped working, so. Feels really good having a working winch again. I really miss that thing. I'm just curious seeing how it looks on the inside. Yeah, so somehow water slipped into this. You can see it's starting to rust a little bit on the inside here, but I don't know. Seems like the bearing is the issue here. Anyhow, well, we got a new one, so. So this back tracks are way faster to install since I already has this faceplate there installed. Minus 30 outside now. Luckily I got my little fan here to get some heat in here. Let's go try this in some snow. That thing looks a little frozen. So this ice right there, that just melted snow. So the thing that happened is that the lake froze, we got a lot of snow onto the lake, and that is a lot of weight, so that just pushed the ice down, bringing up the water, and now the water made the snow melt. So that's why there's so little snow onto the ice here. It's been a lot of water under the snow before this cold came. So there's much more snow in the forest, so I don't know, let's go there. Sure, it's cold, but so we got 81 degree, well 80 degrees Celsius water in this machine, and this is something I installed last year. I can feel it's not, I mean this is hot to touch, but I'm not getting that degree inside these hoses here. Let's go get a thermometer, seeing how hot that thing is. Let's see how much heat we get out of this. I mean, it says 84 degrees Celsius here on the display now. Okay, so the air coming out from this right now is minus 2.8. Well, even though it's cold air coming out from here now, well, you can feel this is not hot at all. Still seem to take off there. Sort of. When I start driving, it can't keep up with that, so it's gonna start fogging the windscreen. So you can feel now, this is barely hot at all, and that is now showing 91 degrees Celsius, so it should be hot. So I'm gonna need to install a circulation pump to that thing. Let's go see if we can find one in my old caddy. Lack. In my old caddy here, I do have a new circulation pump. I did replace that. I think it was like 1 year ago. And that is for the diesel heater. That should be perfect for the UTV, I think. Oh, that's broken. Yeah, so there it is. Oh, The only problem is that it's minus 30. Everything is so stiff. So getting that off now is gonna... So since it's minus 30 right now, everything is really stiff. So taking that off right now, there's a big chance I'm gonna break something. So yeah, we're gonna wait until it's get a little bit hotter outside. I mean, the windscreen is kind of clearer right now. Let's go see if we can find some other place to test this with. Everything is stuck. That is stuck there. Anyone seeing the Porsche video I made driving on the bog here? That was kind of exactly that spot there. I got stuck with that thing. This was the exact spot I got stuck with that thing. It's not as soft in minus 30. So I can't really stop without this thing stalling now. Look, I'm gonna try to break this thing. It's gonna stall that thing. Can't start with the gear in. I think it's a little bit frozen. Oh, now it works. Ah, this is totally frozen. Well, you can see how much this thing is icing up when driving in loose snow like that. Little bit of Lola. Yeah, I'm gonna let this dry up so it kind of unfreezes. Alright, so I ordered some stuff for this. So we're gonna start off by installing this. So this is an intake relocation kit. So you don't have a ton of snow getting in the CVT. And I also bought myself a chainsaw. I want to make some kind of quick mount to this, so when going on adventure I can easily take the saw with me. Just stick it in somewhere here. But we're gonna start with this. Then we're gonna do that. So So the CVT air intake on this is here. So driving around with these tracks, the snow is just swirling around. So that together with cold air, I think that was the problem. So when I was driving this back from Gramps, the CVT froze up, making the CVT not letting go of the belt. So when I push the brake, this will stall. So I tried it after it's been inside here, and now it works fine now when it's thawed up. So I gotta install this relocation kit. That is gonna take the intake from here inside the machine, behind the chair there. Yeah, so this is the thing we got. Alright, so we got kind of a problem here. This thing does not fit on my machine. So it's supposed to fit on my machine. The problem is that the inlet pipe showing here for the incoming air to the CVT, it's totally different than I have. When looking in the instruction for this, the pipe is coming like it does here, but here, that thing is way smaller and that pipe is rounded. This is more of an oval shaped pipe, which is bigger here. So this thing is not gonna fit on top here. So this was supposed to fit my model. So I'm not sure if I got a special intake pipe for the CVT here. There's a lot of dust in here. We gotta need to find something that fits onto this. See how big is that? So this is how the intake pipe is supposed to look. You're supposed to cut that so you can turn that. So this is my pipe. This is nothing similar to this. This is more similar to this pipe, but you're not supposed to take that off, and that is not this shape anyway. So, but this got the same diameter. You're mounting that behind the chair there. So here, that is how it's supposed to be going, down like that. Not like it's on mine when it goes like that. You know what? Let's just do a little bit of a bush fix on this. A little bit of a forest special. The objective is to take the air inlet, put that inside the cab instead where it's snow free. So I gotta need to go to town to find some parts that we can use here. I don't have any piping that's gonna fit on that. So we gotta go to town, find some parts and do a little forest special on this. It's just temporary when the tracks are on. When we take the tracks off, I gotta put the original stuff back. So let's leave that for a while and start with the chainsaw instead. So we're gonna build a holder for that. So we got some more stuff from this. We got some more chains, some oil, and this was kind of included in the package there. And a gas can. And then I got these fasteners. So I got these fasteners I thought I'm gonna use for this. So these are meant for being mounted in the holes that are on the side here. I'm thinking, so when you get out of the machine you just want to grab the saw, you can have it like something like this. We could also have it here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, do we need to make something for the can also? Like 2 in 1. Is there any way to fasten this thing? Well, let's build something you're gonna stick the saw down into. So these things you just put like that, and then you lock it in place. And then they're stuck there. So if you want to remove the saw holder, you just take them and lift it off. So I got these threaded inserts I gotta try using. This is something I bought a long time ago. Never used them. It's probably gonna work, but it doesn't seem to be any quality inserts. What is this? This is M5. So instead of the gun I have these. You kinda need to screw it manually. Oh, that thread is broken in this. So yeah, these were cheap for a reason. You can see the thread is still sitting on here. So yeah, so see that thing in there? So he's ripped the thread out of that. So yeah. So the point with these are that these have threads. So you put them in there and then you compress that with this. You're pulling this together and it's creating like a sleeve inside of the piping here. So it kind of gets stuck there and you got thread you can use for screwing and stuff like that. But yeah, so these are not gonna work. I mean, there's not gonna be good for anything, so I'm just gonna throw them away. I don't even know why I bought them. Buying cheap stuff when it comes to, well, mostly everything. It's meaning that you're gonna buy twice, so. We go with something like can go with this instead here. Oh, it's just too big. So this is stuck to the bed there. So the spacing for all these holes are the same, so I can also put this here if I want. So my plan is to build something down so it got support by the floor sitting here, so it's not hanging on this. This is just like, just keeping it where I want it to be, not dancing around here when driving. I'm not sure what these are for. It's gonna be hard putting something straight here, supported. You don't have to make it that long. So my plan was to use this plywood here, but I just remember I do have some plastic sheeting at home. I think that is gonna be way better for this. Sure, you could use wood here, but it's not gonna hold as long. Let's go see if we can find that and buy some stuff in the city while we... I also need to buy some gas for this. Thinking piping like this. What is that? So I think this could actually fit. We're gonna need some bends for that. I mean, this coming in, that being connected there. Do we need to go like that? So we also gotta go and get some gas for the chainsaw. Is that it? No, that was something steel. It's here. Oh, there. Is that it? Yep, here it is. Oh, it looks a little bent. I think we can straighten that with some heat. That is gonna be perfect. Got some perfect thickness here. I'm gonna bring that. So I gotta try to use these to make some kind of air inlet. Let's see if we can straighten this. Should be able to just use some heat. You can see that the snow has been pushing on this. So. I'm gonna leave this up a little bit from the metal here, so the saw is sitting against this plastic, so it's not scraping through the metal there. Like that. I wonder if I should just drill this stuck here and we'll take it from there. Okay, so this has to come a little bit further down, otherwise the saw is gonna get stuck into this and not falling, sitting onto that. Which screws we're gonna use here? So since I don't have any thread taps yet or any blind rivets, and we're gonna just drill this through and use a, well, go with a nut there. It would be sweet having a threaded tap to just tap this in. Yep. So how many of these are we gonna need? Well, put one there, and one here. Okay, 4 is good. Let's see how this thing is gonna sit. Oh, we gotta make some softer edges there. This thing, I kinda wanna grip that. Like that. And see, we don't want this to go onto that. So we're gonna need to put it even further down maybe. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, so that is gripping. So this thing behind here is now gripping the saw, so it's gonna stay like that. So we can put it, oh, can kind of put it, okay, like that. 1.5, that's good. Right, so I just got some metal cutting compound. Never used anything like this. Let's see what that is. I guess it's supposed to provide the ultimate cutting performance on all ferrous and non-ferrous metals, even the worst severe metal removal operations. Well, that sounds serious. Getting a little of that. Maybe it should be enough with like one more here. But it kind of looks cooler with 2 more. Yep. All right, only thing now is that it's not really sitting stuck there. So at first I thought I should make this tighter, but it's gonna be a hassle getting this down. The chain is gonna bite into everything it can touch. So if this would have been too tight, the chain would just, well, it would be a pain getting this down. So we gotta solve that another way. Not sure yet, I gotta think about that. But what if we put this can here? That will look really sweet. This this will look really good, having the can here. Wouldn't that be kind of good? What do you think? I guess I really already done this before you you could answer that. So is it best having it this way or that way? That does not matter at all. So the thing is that I want something so I fastly can just get up this saw and start using it and then, well, put it back without any hassle. So this is gonna be some kind of quick lock onto this. On the yard thing, I don't care as much. You're not gonna take this loose here every time, so it doesn't matter if the mount will take a few seconds taking loose. I don't want any strap things or stuff like that. Yes, I want something that's gonna hold and not getting lost. And yep. I just realized these things, I guess those are meant to be left on. So I'm thinking about a lot of different solutions you can do to lock this in here. One is that you can put a pin here with a spring for locking into the hole that's in the sword here, but I don't really like that idea since we're gonna have the gas can here and it's just gonna be in the way. Since this is a little bit of a loose fit, you kind of need to fit that hole into the lock here. And yeah, you probably also, when you're gonna put this down again, if you forget to take that out, you're gonna unsharpen the chain by throwing that into the metal pin that's here. So I know I'm going to design some kind of locking mechanism here that's spring-loaded, but not really sure just how. And I don't have any springs here. So why don't we go to an Italian hardware store, finding some springs. So yeah, the missus kind of accidentally slipped and pressed the book button on a 5-day trip to Rome. Yeah, so we're going there. The plane leaves tomorrow, 5:30 in the morning, so yeah. So we might as well just find some stuff there for this project. So let's leave this, go to Rome, find something, get him back here, and fix it. Can you do a welcome to your private jet, sir?
Yes, you are welcome.
160.
Right.
Transponder is set.
Before start checklist. Battery.
Checked.
Fuel quantity.
Yeah, checked.
Engine anti-ice.
Set.
Lights.
Set.
Prop area.
Yes, clearly.
Before start checklist complete.
Starting that.
Tervetuloa.
Colosseum.
Okay, we're there. Yeah.
Yep. Venice Square is important square in the middle of Roma city center. King Vatican City.
All right. We got 4 days on us.
Yep.
So
You can.
we start moving.
Our winter for you is like springs.
Yeah, this is like summer almost for us.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried a kebab pizza?
Kebab pizza.
Yeah.
Not here.
Not here.
If you ask for kebab pizza, maybe someone.
All right. Oh, it's so hot in here. This thing is just blasting heat. How do you turn this thing off? Come on. Can you open this? I think.
Eller hur mycket Mattias kassar som helst.
Look at this creamy thing. It's empty. I'm going Bushman style on this. Bra.
Nej.
Exactly like Swedish summer here. Alright, so me and Dora the Explorer are going to find out Rome. The smell of summer here. Oh, look, a pimped out forklift. So apparently you can drink this water, being a part of the ancient Rome. I got a piece of Roman history inside me now. We're looking for the pizza. I have one of those things. Yeah. So this is the Italian version of the semla, also called.
Varietossa.
Exactly. It was a clown bus. It was all cozy with 8 passengers. And we got 30 passengers. Ooh, look, horses. Sure is a lot of people here watching Pope drive around.
con caratteristiche diverse rispetto a ogni altra aggregazione sociale o religiosa.
Right, we're trying to find the hardware store here. Gonna find some springs.
Prossima fermata, Eritrea, Lago Lesina.
35 bus stops later. Right, so dropped off the missus at the shopping mall there. I'm gonna go and find. Apparently there's some big hardware store here. Oh, there it is. That thing, I think. Oh, we got a roadblock here. The cash desk, the entrance and the exit on the first floor are closed. Okay. Alright. Find some other entrance then. Not that one, over here. These are all always good to have. A few of these. When doing water lines. Oh, look at that, door stoppers. I gotta need that for my utility room door. Yeah, maybe not something that sits on the floor. Maybe we can like this. It's kind of expensive just buying small pieces like this. Oh, here we got some springs. Look at that thing. Feels like something we could use. Let's take 2 of them. Oh, these are even bigger. Nah, these are too big. I'm not gonna need them. Nah, too loose. What is this? Kind of a low compression though. Let's take one. Nope. Alright, so now we got some springs and stuff. I think these are gonna be rather useful for building something, but well, we'll see. So I just have to go through this IKEA store here. And as a Swede, it's actually kind of funny to understand everything compared to an Italian that probably had no idea what everything means. But I mean, they sure do have some weird names and stuff. Yeah, that's one weird word for waste. Yeah, I was just going through this, but now I'm lost in the endless maze here. Follow the arrows. I think I see the exit now. Feels like I've been stuck in here for like half an hour. All the staff is wearing a shirt that says hey. That means buongiorno in Swedish. Right now. So now we bought a Colosseum inside a Colosseum. Let's put this somewhere. My little statue of the Colosseum here. I don't really have any good spot to put this, so why don't we put this thing here? Here it can sit, collecting dust. So I'm more into these springs. I think these are gonna be, feels like these should be good maybe. What if we build something? So I got this tiny pipe that fits through here. I'm thinking about using this. So why don't we make some kind of arm here? That would be kind of cool. So I'm kind of thinking, what if we build something like this? One part is kind of gripping here and pushing this stack, and this part here can have something to do with the gas can, locking that in place. So this thing here can move like that. And we make some kind of spring-loaded push lever stuff here. I'm just gonna start building it. We're gonna see where we're ending up in this. Okay, so in order to get this stuck better, this pipe is rather thin, so if I try to tighten this with a knot, it's just gonna squeeze the entire pipe there. So 2 M10 bolts fits straight on there, so it's gonna support when tightening this, so I can tighten it hard. But the thing is that this hole is a little bit off center, so we're gonna need to drill those bolts a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna weld the nut stuck here in case I need to take this bolt off later on. So I kind of have somewhat of a vague plan about putting it like this and something here gripping, release, grip. But there's no, I don't really see a good way of doing that. Well, the only thing we need to do basically is like hold this down so it can't jump. But still want it to be, we'll see how that turn out. If it doesn't turn out good, we build something else. So yeah, let's see how much you can bend this with some heat. If that's possible, or it's just gonna crack. You can see some sun cracks here on the surface where it's been outside. Cool it down with some snow. I kinda cracked. Here in the side it cracked. Not here though. I guess I need to maybe heat this up better to avoid that. Yeah, the thing here was to make this kind of stuff. Kind of screw it in place like this. Gotta, yeah, still need to cut it off in that case here, because when you pull it out, you need to be able to remove this so easily and then lock it in like that. You know, I mean, this is just the first thing you build is always kind of a half ugly prototype. It's not really meant to be aesthetically pleasing 100%, but this is just getting flimsy doing it like this. I mean, sure, it would work. With this locking in place there, it can't jump up. Kind of. But it's just everything is... I don't really like that idea. It feels like then when you pull that back, gotta get up the saw, that is gonna kinda... I don't really like the idea. I gotta do a wedge here instead. Let's do a wedge. That is sitting like that, and then this gonna push in there. Yeah, that is gonna bite in there good. So we're gonna cut that off now. That, and we can have some kind of support from this also. It's almost like I could use that little thing to fit in there. The movement doesn't have to be that big here. I don't know, the pressure is gonna be kind of like that. Right, so I took a little bit more off here so it can slide in even further there. I'll get it in there. So this thing is stuck here now. That is not coming out. I mean, the saw can still move a little bit. Still hard at actually sitting. I'm not really holding that hard now. I mean, you can still pull it out. It's just go a little bit Excalibur style, but it's not gonna jump out when I drive. Even though if this was loose, I don't think it still would jump out when I'm driving. It's just that the constant hitting there, that's what I try to avoid. Where do we put our springs? We could fasten the spring in this bolt. Let's pre-tension that maybe somewhere there. Okay, so I changed the design a little bit. I just put one here. We're gonna need to have some kind of lever here. So we can, I'm just thinking something simple. Like just push it forward here. Right, so I gotta weld this nut on top of here. So if we weld that nut there, we can put this thing here. I'm thinking as a handle, why don't we just weld a knife here? It's kind of a neat handle to open that. So the thing left to do with this now is taking everything apart, just weld everything, making it a little bit more pretty. We can do that. But before doing that, we're gonna fit this can here. Let's see how much room we got. So I've been going back and forth how I should get this to sit here. It's just that this thing is not straight anywhere. So, and with the, I mean, flat iron and piping and square tube and everything I have, I don't really have anything to get this to really sit here good. So I scrapping the idea taking this can with me. So I gotta go with an ammo box instead. I feel like this is a much better idea. So I can have a lot of spare parts with me, oil, a tiny little gas can in this. I mean, when I'm out with this, it's not like I'm going to chop down a complete forest or something like that. So I don't really need this much gas with me. So I'm just gonna weld this, the bottom, straight onto this platform I got here. So. Probably not the best thing welding this with a stick, but it's what I got at the moment, so had to be that. So, I mean, this is stuck. Even though it's spot welded, it's not gonna go anywhere. Just one problem though. So before starting to weld, I really looked at this distance, seeing so there's no possible way I'm making this too small, so I can get the lid in here and stuff like that. The only thing was that I forgot. This is still gonna be added there, so. So while that is drying, let's fix this. Oh, look at that. It's like it was meant for this pipe. So we're gonna leave that. Where should we get this up? I think we can come in a little bit softer here. We go with that. Here comes. Go like that. We should make that. So this sandpaper I used might have been a little bit too rough. Kind of went deep there, but this is too slippery to paint if you don't kind of roughing it up a little bit. Wonder if we should, can we get this on like this? Yeah, I think so. So for the inside there, we're gonna need some kind of mesh so we don't lose some kind of candy wrapper in there and it gets sucked into the belt. We don't want that. So this is the one that was included in the kit. It's almost like there's something supposed to click in here. That thing wasn't included. And this thing is not gonna fit. So I gotta use this net I have. This is something I bought. I think it's 4 years ago with the intention that I might need that someday. I remember that thought when I ordered it. So this is the day. Yeah, it feels like it's kind of small holes in this, but it feels fine breathing through that. Let's use the whole thing. I just noticed I'm a little bit low on coolant here. See how much we can fill. Yeah, I wonder if this was the problem, that we didn't get enough heat there from the heat exchanger. Bad circulation due to low coolant level. No, still, this hose is going, where's that going? Yeah, it's going rather low there, so it was still coolant in the hose, so it wasn't that low. So it's not that it's leaking, it's just that that thing has been bleeding air since I installed my heat exchanger. Nope, that is not touching. Let's put this together. So this was sitting like this. And we're gonna need this. Going that way. That is going here. Locking that in place. There it is. I gotta need to put something. Yeah, we're just gonna put a locking bolt here, so I can't push this out too far, so it jumps out here. That is not coming up now. So here we can have some good to have stuff. Can have a rag in here, so everything doesn't jump around that much. And a knife. Oh, that doesn't fit there. Oh, it do fit. Just an exact fit. Some tools and an extra chain for the solder. I also have. So we do have some saw oil. Kind of exact fit there if we're gonna have everything like this. I can have it like that. No, we got a roadblock there. Let's try that saw. Seeing so it actually starts to begin with. Okay, so we're gonna get some better usage with this saw in the future. So I just bought myself a stroke harvester for my excavator for doing cutting firewood and stuff like that. So that thing just arrived home. We're gonna mount that onto the excavator. I gotta need to make a boom for that. And yeah, I was also supposed to mount the circulation pump in this video, but it never really happened. And the weather is not gonna be cold again. It's March, so we're not gonna reach any temperatures close to -30 again this winter. So I think we're leaving that for the coming winter. So you can see after some driving, that snow is just accumulating here, covering this inlet. Yeah, I think it was a kind of a good choice, moving that. That is all right. So I'm probably gonna need to have some kind of protective bag over this. You see how much snow is throwing up here now when it's like -1. So, yeah. So I'm gonna go and leave this UTV to Gramps. His snowmobile track came straight off, so that thing is broken and he needs to get down to the lake so he can fish. He can't really walk down there, so I'm gonna leave this with him so he can do some fishing. But other than that, I think we're gonna call it the quits here. I don't really have time anymore messing around with this. We're going for pizza again here. French fries. Look at that thing. En katt.